Hello, Commanders, and welcome back to Tadowski's Shelter. There are a lot of different terms used in Last Shelter, and each one of them means something drastically different and specific. What you think something may add on to might actually not. The first video I did on this related to troops and help lay the groundwork for the basics of battle. This video is going to focus on the terms used in the landscape decoration buffs. These are the terms you will see when you obtain and level up the landscape decorations all around your base. Something else that can help everyone level up is liking and subscribing to the video so that we can help continue make videos to help you understand the game more so you can play like a pro. But without further ado, let's get into these terms. The first one we're going to see is siege. Now, siege is the act of attacking another base. Every time you see this term, this is going to mean attacking another commander. This can get broken down further into siege attacker and siege defender. An attacker is obviously going to be the person who initiated or launched the attack on something. A defender is going to be the commander that is being attacked. So when we talk about a boost to a siege attacker might, this is going to mean that when you attack another base, and only when you attack another base, the might will be increased by the said amount. The same is going to apply for siege defender boosts. They're only going to apply if you are being attacked by another commander. Tactical might, this is going to be a term that many people will get wrong, and they have a hard time understanding how it is applied. Tactical might relates to the might of a hero's skill. If we look at the hero attack skills, they will say something like 70% chance to do 200% damage. But what is this damage coming from and how is it calculated? Is it the damage from the troops like in normal attacks? Well, yes and no. Yes, overall, this is the damage created by the troops as I have broken down in other multiple videos. However, tactical might is going to be a boost that will apply to the might of troops only when they are being used for a hero skill. This boost will only apply if the damage that is being done to your enemy is a result of the use of a hero attack skill. And I hope that makes sense. Tactical might will be an additional boost to the might of your troops when they are being used for a hero attack skill. The next term we're going to talk about is tactical resistance. Now, tactical resistance is going to apply the same way as tactical might does. However, it's only going to apply for resistance. This boost will kick in when a hero's attack skill is being used to attack your troops. The tactical resistance boost will apply against a hero skill only. To summarize both of these terms, tactical might and resistance applies when we are using hero attack skills during a battle. Weaken damage mitigation. Now, this term can be a bit more complicated to understand. What this is going to mean is that the damage your troops will receive from the enemy will be reduced by the said amount. So if you have a 1% weakened damage mitigation, you would figure out the damage that you would receive normally and then reduce it by 1%. So if you were to take 100 damage, the 1% mitigation would mean that your troops would take 99 damage instead of 100. Troop HP boosts. This is pretty straightforward. This is going to apply a boost to your troops' HP. By increasing the troops' HP, your troops will not die as quickly in battle, and you can last longer. Troop damage is another straightforward term, but a much more powerful one when you fully understand it. What this is going to do is increase the damage given to troops by a set amount. Why is this so big? See, damage is the last step in a battle. Might and resistance converge to get the damage, the other boosts are applied, and at the end, the damage can be almost next to nothing when all is said and done. Troop damage boosts apply to the damage after everything has happened, and you are just going to apply it to the actual enemy. Increasing this damage amount at the end means you have a better chance of raising that damage level so that you can kill your enemy troops faster. Doomsday buffs. Now, there is a landscape decoration that says increase Doomsday something. Remember, these apply to specific cases like Siege Attacker or Siege Defender. These landscapes will only apply boosts when you are in a Doomsday event. For example, Eden or other battlefield events related to Doomsday. I will not delve too much further into this definition and topic because this is going to be an entire video on its own when we discuss Doomsday specialty points and those sort of definitions. But just note that if it says Doomsday, it's only going to be in effect during the Doomsday events. Overall, this covers most of the broadly used terms used in landscape buffs and pretty much all buffs across the board. However, I would like to add a few notes to remember here. First, the more words used, the more specific the boost is. What I mean is that something that says a boost to troop might applies to all troops in all scenarios. If it says increase shooter, siege, attacker resistance, this means that the boost will only apply to shooters that are attacking another base. These extra terms can get confusing and hard to keep track of. Just know that the less words and broader the terms, the more powerful the boost is probably going to be. The other thing to note is not to ignore the weaker landscapes because they are very specific. As most probably realize, the lower the quality of landscapes, the more specific or weaker the buff may be. However, the weaker landscapes are easier and cheaper to upgrade in comparison to the bigger ones. A 10% boost to vehicle siege attacker might is probably going to benefit you a bit more than a 1% vehicle might increase in the event that you are attacking another base. There are a lot more boosts that go along with this topic, and we will delve into them in future videos. But for now, the overall takeaway is to start looking at what it actually says and understand what you are increasing before you do so. Some of the purple landscapes are much more beneficial than other ones and should be the primary focus to upgrade in the overall scheme of things. Knowing what the terms mean and how they get applied will boost your knowledge. Increasing your knowledge will make you a stronger player overall just by knowing what to use your resources on and how you play overall. And I hope this helped answer some questions you may have. Remember, if there are words or topics you don't understand, leave them in the comments below so that I can focus my videos on those topics. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel for more Last Shelter stuffs, discussions, lives, gives away, and so much more. Guys, remember to share the information, help each other out, but most importantly, be safe out there.